Dr. Tabia Lee is the former DEI director at De Anza College and has firsthand experience with the anti-Semitic rot that is permeating universities. She was hired to lead the school's diversity, equity, and inclusion department until she was fired, and she suspects her defense of Jewish students played a part. Dr. Lee joins me now. She is also a senior fellow at Do No Harm. Dr. Lee, you say you tried to create an inclusive environment for all students, including Jewish students. So what happened?
You know, Judge, when you showed the screen of the many campuses who are holding these pro-terrorist organizations, they're celebrating Hamas and the atrocities that have taken place. Many of those colleges are the same colleges that host White Coats for Black Lives. They host Students for Justice for Palestine. And they also have Jewish Voice for Peace on campus quite a lot. And what we see when those organizations in particular are operating is this DEI that is a toxic form of DEI. It's a critical social justice form of DEI. And that means that only certain groups of students are included. It's not authentic inclusion at all. Only students who are seen as victims, are oppressed, are centered, and everyone else is left to the wayside. In fact, they're actually silenced. And if you happen to be a Jewish student, and if you're pro-Israel at all, your voice is definitely silenced, because these groups are groups that just make a very intimidating environment. They are very anti-Zionist openly. They have posted on their social media celebrating October 7th. And this is who's training our future medical students, our future American studies students, our lawyers. All the disciplines are infected when these groups operate on campus. And now people are starting to see it. They're seeing it with these celebrations that we never thought we'd see in America.
Never.
Celebrating terrorists.
I have to ask you, though, you used a phrase, you said only those who are seen as victims. What we saw 2 weeks ago with the 1,400 Israelis, not just killed or shot, massacred, brutalized, how are they not seen as victims? How are the Jews not seen as victims here?
You know, under this ideology, Judge, they have this opinion and worldview where everything operates through what they call a matrix of privilege and oppression and power. And according to these ideologues, I encountered them directly at De Anza. When I talked about Jewish inclusion, when we were attempting to address anti-Semitism on campus, I was told in no uncertain terms that Jewish people are white oppressors, and the focus of all faculty and staff should be to decenter whiteness. And these are just such strange sounding things, but they're very real things. And we're seeing the real results of them in these student protests and student letters.
All right. Dr. Tabia Lee, thanks so much.